And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Don't Care My Name Is, and here we go with my final video of 2019, and it's going to be my top 5 best movies of this year. Now, for this list, as I explained in the last video, this one will only be films that got a lot of build-up, got a lot of hype, and were a success. And also, I'm only going to be focusing on one film that came from animation, superheroes, sci-fi, horror. You get the idea. So let's get started with number 5. Number 5 is going to go to Star Wars Episode 9 and Godzilla King of the Monsters. Okay, I'm doing a little cheating here because there's a good reason why I'm picking both films. One, Star Wars and Godzilla, both films got a lot of anticipation. Both films got a lot of hype. And both films, despite what some critics are saying and some fans are saying, both were a success. Both films have done pretty well. Both films, I enjoyed how well they both went, whether it was with the stories, whether it was with the characters, but more importantly, just the hype of the films and how, you know, a lot of people were looking forward to this. Godzilla, first time we've seen Godzilla against King Ghidorah with Rodan and Mothra all on the big screen after years of not seeing these characters again. It was great to see him again. There was just so much great moments in this film. The same thing can be said about Star Wars, the Rise of Skywalker. There was a lot of great moments for that film too, and the anticipation to see how the Skywalker saga was all going to end. Of course, it's going to lead to something. We're going to eventually get, you know, either a prequel with the Old Republic or maybe even a TV series. We never know. The Mandalorian was a success, so we could see that. Same thing with Godzilla. We're going to get a sequel with Kong versus Godzilla. So, again, I love both films. I couldn't really decide which one was the better one, but both films, to me, both did well, despite what critics have said, and despite what, you know, some fans are saying. Both films, to me, did such a great job. But of course, this is, you know, only movies on this list that will both be shared, because the rest only single. All right, so let's get started with number 4. Number 4 goes to Rocket Man. Okay, so Rocket Man is I gotta tell you, I was looking forward to this film a lot, mostly because I was very curious to see how this film was going to go, because this is basically another one of those films that's telling the story of how Elton John became Elton John, and I was very curious to see how this was all going to go, because after the success of Bohemian Rhapsody, I wanted to see how this film would do. I love Elton John. He's a great performer, great singer, and he reminds me so much of Freddie Mercury as well. Just the fact that how he performs his songs is just, it's amazing. It's just so great. And I like the fact that, you know, we get to see what he went through, you know, how it grows up. Of course, not all of it, I'm sure, is very, you know, very much true. I'm sure there's some stuff on it that's, you know, fictional stuff, just like what he did with Bohemian Rhapsody. So I'm not really following, I'm not going into this thinking, okay, that's true. Okay, so what I'm seeing on the big screen, that's how it happened. So, but I still like this film, not only because of how well the story is told, but how well the actor who plays him, who plays Elton John, did such a great job. Taron Egerton did such a great job performing this, and I love it. I love all the other actors as well. They all did such a great job. So to me, this film did such a great job. And it was kind of hard to pick this film out of some of the other films that came out as well. But I felt this one was the one you guys picked. This was the one that you guys picked on Twitter. So I was very happy that you guys picked this. Great job. Great choice, guys. I appreciate it. This got such a great build-up, and it was a success. Good job. So number 3 goes to Frozen 2. Okay, so this was a very anticipated sequel to the success of Frozen, and right now this film is doing well. It's making a lot of money, and which is very surprising. But yeah, great. I'm glad it's making a lot of money. It's doing such a great job, and this was a good sequel. I actually have to admit, I was very surprised how this was going to go, but I did like the story for this. I do love the characters, except Olaf, that little snowman can go burn somewhere else, but I didn't mind this. This was very good. And despite saying in my review about it that some of the music was kind of a hit and miss, after listening to them again, because I had to make sure I didn't miss anything from this movie, stuck in my head. A lot of them are stuck in my head. I cannot believe it that A lot of them are stuck in my head, but yeah, Into the Unknown, I'm like, oh my god, that's gonna be stuck in my head forever. But I love it. I love this song so much, and I love the rest of this film. Did such a great job. And out of all the animated films, I gotta say this one was the one that I thought did much better than Toy Story 4, because unlike Toy Story 4, we didn't ask for a sequel to this. I think we were gonna get a sequel because we were very curious to see how this story was gonna go. But Toy Story, you didn't need to make a sequel of that. All right, the third one was fine. It was perfect. Mwah. You didn't need to do any more, but they decided to go with another one, so whatever. But yeah, Frozen 2, number 3, was a great film, but not as good as number 2. Number 2 goes to Joker. All right, so this was kind of a tough call for me because with this film and The Lighthouse, I would really want to choose one of these two films, but when I had to look back at which one got the better build-up, I realized Joker technically got the better build-up, more than Us, more than Pet Sematary. So this was the film for me, and I love this film so much. Oh my god, this was such an awesome film. Just the fact how it was over, and technically, it's not really a superhero film because this is more, because it doesn't really start off as a superhero film. It just shows what Joaquin Phoenix's character Arthur Fleck, what he goes through, and just suffering he has to go through, and the slow transformation to becoming the Joker is so great, and just the psychological psychiatry, whatever. Point is, you get the idea. Point is, the mind games we get from this film, because you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's real. You don't know what's not real. I love the fact this film just keeps you hooked on everything that's going on from the beginning, middle, and end. And by the time you get to the end of it, it's like, okay, so was any of that real? Did any of that happen? So I love the fact this film plays with your mind. It makes you feel bad for Joaquin Phoenix's character. Like, you feel bad for him and just what he goes through and the suffering he has to go through, and you understand why he snaps. I mean, you don't want him to snap, but he does. He had a horrible day and he became the Joker. He didn't become the Joker falling into a tub of acid or just getting his face and body bleached. The way it's done, I love it. I love how well it's done, and I'm very curious to see what's going to happen, because they already said they're making a second one. Now, Joaquin Phoenix said he's not doing a sequel, so it's going to have to lead to somewhere, but I love it. Well done. Now, despite this, though, of all these films, what is the one that got the most build-up? What was the one that was the most biggest successful film of the year, and which one is the one that not any other film was unable to top this year? Well, there was only one film that was able to do that, and it's the number one film that pretty much is the best of this year, and that's Avengers Endgame. Obviously, it was going to be this film, right? Avengers Endgame. This is the film that, to me, is without question the best film of this year. Why? Because there was a lot of anticipation after Infinity War. We were wondering, okay, how are they going to come back from this? How are our heroes going to get through this? And from the beginning, when we saw what happened, and then to everything else, you are just sitting on the edge of your seat wondering, okay, how are they going to survive this? How are they going to make it? Because you avoid spoilers. You go into this wondering how it's going to all play out, and it's done so well. Just the pacing of it, just the characters, all of them so great. And the fact that this film is so well balanced, from sad scenes to funny scenes to epic scenes to even, cringe-worthy scenes, like, oh my god, how are they gonna make it? Oh my god, are you gonna make it? It's like, it's so great. And then such a satisfying ending. It was like, damn it, this was great. It was a great film. Love it. Awesome work. And of course, let's be honest, no other film is going to be able to top the kind of reaction that it got from the audience. The audience just exploded for every scene. They loved every bit of it. And the portal scene, when all the Avengers, all the heroes come through, it was like, oh, that's it. Done. No film's going to be able to pull this off. Forget it. It's done. It's over. Game over, man. Game over. So that's why Avengers Endgame, the best film of 2019. So, awesome work. Love it. And I do recommend checking all these films out, guys. I really do. Of course, I had some honorable mentions. I'll leave it near the end so you guys can see which ones were the ones that were not mentioned on this list, but I hope you guys still like them. This was fun. This really was. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have a different opinion about this film or any of the films that I didn't mention, leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. Hit the subscribe button. Check out my Facebook page. Take care of my Twitter page. And I will see you all for 2020. And I hope to see you all there. Please take care. Have a good New Year's, guys. I love you all. Thank you. And see you next time to give you more love and more entertainment. Hit the subscribe button. Check out my Facebook page. Check out my Twitter page. And Take care, guys. Bye.
Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. The record shows I took the blow.